have a bigger impact this season? Will it be Watt or will it be Clowney?
I think it'll be Clowney. I think when you look at what Seattle is going to do, first of all, Clowney is he's in a contract year. And Marcus, you and I both know when it's time to get paid, when you're trying to get your money, that's usually when you bring
you just said
best.
Clowney?
Yeah. Did I? Wait a minute. Did I stutter or something? Because I could have sworn I said Clowney.
I heard you.
Listen. When you look at the roster, especially the defensive personnel that the Seattle Seahawks are going to have on defense, I mean, they got a bunch of ballers in their front seven. Okay, it's a situation where you can't double team everyone. They got, Jerron Reed. I know he's suspended for the first 6 games, but a guy who had 10 sacks. You got Ziggy Ansah, who's at the other end. You got Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright. You got a bunch of guys who are Pro Bowl caliber guys in their front seven. So Clowney is going to have plenty of opportunities, plenty of one-on-one opportunities to make a lot of plays. And again, I'm going to stress it again. This is a situation where he's playing on a 1-year deal. It's a prove-it type situation where he could cash in this year. J.J. Watt is going to get doubled a lot. Okay, Marcus, you know this. The fact that if you're not surrounded by premium talent, guys who defensive coordinators can look on the board and say, we need to X out these guys. Okay, you take Jadeveon Clowney away from the Houston Texans, that's one less guy the defensive coordinators got to X out of the game plan. You know who they're going to do? Who they're going to put the bullseye on? They're going to put it on J.J. Watt. Okay, J.J. Watt, listen, I know he's a fantastic player, one of the best players in the National Football League. But if you're not surrounded by true difference makers, it makes it easier for defensive coordinators to try to etch you out of the game plan. And that's exactly what's going to happen with J.J. Watt this year with the Houston Texans.
Unbelievable. This is,
Go ahead. Go ahead. You gonna stop shaking your head? You gonna say something?
First of all, J.J. Watt was a 2-time defensive player in the NFL before Jadeveon Clowney showed up. That's number one. Number two.
He still had a lot of supporting cast around him too now.
Would. All right. You know football as well as I know it.
Yeah,
they are going to move J.J. Watt around until he finds the matchups in games to be effective. That's number one. Number two, like we talking about one of the best defensive defenders we've ever seen in this league. We're not talking like I think Clowney gonna ball. I'm with you on that. But Jadeveon Clowney is not in the same conversation with J.J. Watt. Like, I don't even know why we even have this damn question up here, to be honest with you, because J.J. Watt has shown that he is elite. He is in the conversation with some of the greatest of all time. Barring none of the injuries, he may have been 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in the league. Look, I get it. Everybody's excited for Jadeveon Clowney. I think Jadeveon Clowney is going to ball out in Seattle. But when we start talking about impact, man, we ain't having – come on, Wood. I ain't having no conversation with you about Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt being in the same class.
Hold on, big dog. You talking about we could talk about past accolades and all those type of things. I'm just talking about for 1 year.
You think Jadeveon Clowney?
1 year, for a dude that's in a contract year, if there's ever a year that somebody's going to lay it all out, you don't think this is a year for Jadeveon Clowney to lay it all out there?
Would.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
So what you telling me is Jadeveon Clowney is going to have more of an impact than J.J. Watt?
I'm saying this year.
Roz, I'm done.
I'm saying this year, in that simple scheme.
No other year has shown you that.
With those players around him, I think he's going to have a hell of a year.
I think so too. But he ain't going to have a more impact than J.J. Watt. I can't believe you saying that. I can't believe you saying that. J.J. Watt is going to go up and down the line of scrimmage, bro. You know J.J. Watt playing in the defense where they would put him anywhere to affect the game. And you know he affects the game at a higher level than most guys in the NFL. When we start talking about Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt right now, we're not having the same conversation. These dudes are not even in the same situation.
Listen, if we're saying that who's the better player, yeah, I want to say J.J. Watt is a better player. There's no question. But who I think is going to have the bigger impact this year because of personnel, personnel that's surrounding Jadeveon Clowney that's going to give him more one-on-one opportunities to wreak havoc and become the pass rusher that a lot of people have hoped that he thought he would become. I think he'll have that opportunity in that Pete Carroll coached up defense this year.
Marcus, we're not going to negate J.J. Watt's impact this season, but will the Texans regret trading Clowney?
Yes. I always believe that when you trade away a pass rusher that has the potential to be elite, you regret it, but that's only if they don't find another one. And look, right now, all we go by is what they did. And what they did was traded away a really good defender. Jadeveon Clowney, not only about getting to the quarterback, he is a grown man in the run game as well. So you start talking about, we just talking about a football player. That's why I believe that this whole situation was a lot more than just football. Houston wasn't necessarily in a cap situation where they couldn't have paid Jadeveon Clowney. They weren't in a situation where they didn't even think he was a really good football player. I believe there are some other things working within this organization that I have no clue of why you wouldn't pay a young, progressionary defensive end, outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him, from giving him a big-time contract when you got J.J. Watt already on the books and Deshaun Watson is coming up, but that shouldn't affect it either. We just saw Dallas pay DeMarcus Lawrence a lot of money. I think Jadeveon Clowney has that type of ability. With that being said, he ain't more impactful than J.J. Watt when J.J. Watt healthy. Not at all.
I don't think they're going to regret it, because I think the move that they made for trading for Tunsil, to me, is more impactful for what the Houston Texans are trying to do, protecting Deshaun Watson. And listen, I love Jadeveon Clowney. I think he's going to have a hell of a year in that Seattle defense, where it's simple. They're just going to have him just come off the rock and just get after it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.